Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today, what are we going to talk about? Today's February 5th. The market is crashing. I'm getting wrecked. And and actually I'm not really getting wrecked at all, but I don't have the profits that I had before. Um, and how do I feel about that? Well, it's pretty so far. I got in October, and so I've been able to watch this market go up and down multiple times, and everybody says hold, 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 and I've been able to hold. I mean, I made some pretty good profits, and I cashed out some of my initial investment early on, but I did not cash out everything. And one coin, I've mentioned to a few people, one coin I made $27,000 on in with a $3,000 investment, and that happened almost overnight. So I took out my initial investment, and now I was letting it ride. Well, now that's probably gone down to five. I don't know. I don't even really know. Maybe $8,000 instead of the $27,000. Um, and I'm okay with that. Like I don't sit around and stress and freak out about it because I made this commitment to myself that I'm in this for a year. But I have been over the last weekend checking Bitcoin pretty frequently, and I put some alarms in my Coinbase account, mainly just for curiosity, just to kind of keep tabs on what's happening, but I'm not staring at my screen all day. Um, but with CoinMarketCap, you can go, not CoinMarketCap, with Coinbase. Uh, is it Coinbase or CoinMarketCap? Let me look. But you can put in these alerts. It's Coinbase. So you log into your Coinbase on your phone, and you can go down to the or just next to the buy to the right of the buy button, and you can put in alerts, and it's kind of fun. You can do it on whatever coins you have in there. I put in a whole bunch of them just so that it keeps me in tabs, and because you can't do limit buy orders on Coinbase. Those alerts will kind of allow you to say, okay, if it does tank down to $4,000, I'm probably going to buy one. So how do I, for one, I guess part of my thing is I'm not putting any more money into the market, at least not right now. I kind of did what I was going to do, and felt like I diversified pretty well. Um, and I'm just going to let it ride right now. I've been thinking about it. You always are supposed to have a plan in place, and what are you going to do? And I'm actually really glad that I set those rules, because when things were dropping, um, when things were dropping, from 11 to 9 to 8, I had an urge. I wanted to buy because I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to 8. And then just said, oh, I don't have any money, so I'm not going to. We're having a big storm outside, and I have my computer in a different room, so I don't know if you can see the snow out there, but it doesn't look like it's snowing, but it's snowing pretty good. So I had kind of set these rules that I wasn't going to put any more money in. I don't have a lot of extra cash at this point to put in, and so it was kind of easy to watch it go up and down without feeling this urge. But then I started to think about, okay, well, when would I put money into the market? And part of it's that I think right now we've been to right around 8,000, 7,000 multiple times in the last week. And now they're saying maybe I'll go down to 5. The lowest I bought in was right around 5,000. If it gets below 5,000, what I'm thinking is that I bought in between 5,000, and then I did make one or two purchases when it was all the way up at 20, and it started dropping all the way back down, I think to 13 or something. I bought, maybe 0.1 or 0.2 of a coin. So if it goes below 5, I will probably buy a half of a Bitcoin. Just because then I feel like, okay, if it goes, well, I'm going to stay when it goes back up later in the year, closer to that 20, I can pull that money back out, and then technically I've bought in at a lower price. But anyway, that's what I'm playing with. there's a lot of stuff. I don't know that it's. I don't know that you can identify the one reason that that Bitcoin is going down so much. What I do remember is that with Carter Thomas, right when things were going really, really well, Carter said, after the first of the year, after the futures markets, we are going to see crazy, because so much attention was brought to crypto so fast. A lot of people bought in who kind of just bought in for the free ride, which it kind of was for a while. I'm buying in it not necessarily for that short free ride. I'm buying into crypto so that, because I think it's more like, I think the technology is there. I think it's going to be the wave of the future. The future may not be this year. It might be 2 years from now. But I had some money. I was either going to put it in my 401k, which is doing great, or I was going to put some in crypto. And I just decided to diversify that way. And I'm thinking about it like a 401k. It's going to be a long-term investment. And we'll just see. People got wrecked in 2008 in their 401ks, and I know lots of people who lost a lot of money, and the way they really lost was taking their coins out. So for me, I'm just leaving things tight. I think it'll probably go all the way down to 5, and we'll just watch and see. And then I did see a prediction that someone thought before it could ever get up to $50,000-$60,000, which a lot of people said it might do this year, that it had to go all the way down to 6. So that was, and I saw that way before this happened, when Bitcoin was still up. So I'm just kind of saying, all right, this is the bad time. This is what they talked about, and people talked about over and over, but it's different when it's off in the future and not happening in real life. And really, it has no effect on me because I'm leaving my coins in, and it'll have an effect on me a year from now when I was going to pull some of it out to help with the down payment on a house that I'm building. And so I was going to pull up the plans here for you. Let's see if I can do it. So this is the latest version of a house that I'm building. I tend to flip houses, and this one I don't know if I'm going to flip right away. I'll buy it and build it and wait for a little bit. But anyway, so that's kind of where I am. I'm still holding. I think I will scrape, go work a couple extra shifts and buy a few more Bitcoin if it dips down below 5, just so that when it does go up, I can feel like those buy-ins that I did in the 14,000 range, I can kind of mitigate those. What else to talk about? I went to the X Games. I was on national television. That was kind of cool. And interestingly, I'm just going to share one thing that the cameraman who zoomed over to my girlfriend and I when her daughter won the gold medal, and is now off to Sochi. Not Sochi, that was 4 years ago, to Pyeongchang. One thing that they told me, and it was very interesting because I'm sure it happens with everybody taking pictures on their cell phones and stuff now. I carry my credit card right here. I often slide it in there, and I don't pay attention if it's facing forward or backward. It's just convenient for me. I should probably get one of those silicone things that goes on your phone. But the cameraman, before he scanned over to us, pointed that out to me, and he said, you need to take your credit card out of the back of your phone or flip it around, because people will take photographs of your card. So if it's right here on national television, they'll take pictures of your credit card and they will start making copies of it and using it. So FYI, in case you're ever in that position. But then it dawned on me that in reality, people could just walk by me and snap it. So lesson learned. And the lessons learned about scammers. And so right now, a lot of the guys that we watch, Michael from Box Mining and Coin Mastery, there's a lot of chat right now. There's a lot of chat in the news because when things are down, people always like to bring up all the bad stuff and really make it bad. And there's just so many scammers out there right now. And it doesn't surprise me, and I expect you all to be smarter than that. We've talked about here about doing your own research. We've talked, there's no free money. And and you should, you still hear, I'm just always amazed when people get a phone call or an email from someone that says, please send me $20,000. I'm stuck in this foreign country. Or if I can send you $20,000 and you hold it for me, then I will give you, a big percentage. I just, need you to hold that money for me. These are all scams. Usually guys from third world countries that are trying to make a buck. And it's unfortunate because in their countries, they probably don't have the opportunity to have great jobs. And so they've turned to scamming. And I sympathize with them in that way, but it just disappoints me, like, why does everything have to be, why do you have to worry about it? Why do the good intentions of people get ruined because we've got scammers out there? But basic rules, guys. This is throughout life. This isn't just Bitcoin. This is anything. If you get something that's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. If you're going to invest in Bitcoin, it's going to go to $100,000 tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen. It's too good to be true. So you're going to have to ride it out. But if you go to these coins and then there were coins that even looked like there was a good web page. There was a good, but you got to check your sources. You got to look at your team. You don't just go to the web page and say, oh, look at their team. Look at their resumes. You have to find those people on LinkedIn and find other people who can give them references and verify their employment, just as if you were hiring this person to work in your home or take care of your mother or do something like that. You have to really research these companies. You can't just take them from face value, because you and I could probably sit down and make a great looking website that's all bullshit in one day. So these guys are going to do that. Then they're going to, on Twitter, there's been all these scams. Send us your money, send us this, send us that. Stick to the big coins. Nobody's going to give you anything for free. There's a lot of airdrops out there right now. There's ways when people are bringing a new coin to the market, they will give out free coins. They did that with Stellar Lumens. They've done that with Bitcoin Cash. You can get free coins occasionally. I'm not worrying about it because the chance at this point of me getting a free coin, one or two, and at the time they give them away, they're not worth much anyway. And the chance of me getting scammed are way greater. So I'm buying my coins. If somebody wants to put more in my wallet, then so be it. But just use your brain. There was something coming out the other day. Michael from Box Mining was just talking about, there was a coin, it was called, Monero, which is the privacy coin. So there was a coin called Monero Gold. And Monero Gold was supposed to be the next big thing, and it was super cheap. Monero right now is, it's down. It's still over $200 a coin. And Monero Gold was, $1 or something like this. So people started buying in, assuming that it was like a sister coin or a partner in some way. Has nothing to do with Monero. It's a scam. And it was built on Ethereum. And I think that what I find disappointing about that, or that we're just so early in the game, is that Ethereum or other platforms that allow you to build companies below, it seems to me that to save their integrity, they're going to have to come up with some sort of regulation or vetting process to keep some of these guys out of the market so that their scams are not, their platforms are not filled with scams. And just to keep going on my rant here, my son did something called drop shipping last Christmas. Made a bunch of money, and it was totally legitimate. But so what he would do is he would go on Amazon and he would buy a product that was advertised on Amazon, and it was shipped in a day or what have you. And then he would sell that product on eBay. And you'll see a lot of ads for this if you have been on the internet now, because they run commercials and things for drop shipping. It's totally legit. It's kind of cool. It's a fair amount of work, but nothing like setting up your own store. You got to put in people's addresses and make sure they get their product and do customer service and all of that. But so that totally worked. But at one point, he was buying something off of Amazon, and when you go on Amazon, there's always just below it, there are used items, or there's other shippers that are listed. So if you just click just below the main one that's advertised, which again, that's not Amazon doesn't own any of its products. They buy them from other people and they let them advertise on their platform, and then they maybe ship those products. Their bigger sellers ship those products to an Amazon warehouse, and then Amazon ships them out. So it looks like everything's coming from Amazon. But there are a lot of sellers on there that are shipping it from their home address. My son was shipping things to people from our house that he bought from somewhere else, kind of like an eBay thing. So my point with this is that he ended up buying these batteries that were $9, and he was reselling them for $17. He had a huge amount of orders for these batteries at $17 because most people hadn't found this ad on Amazon that were $9. Well, it seemed too good to be true, and it was. So the person on Amazon they put up fake delivery orders. So they posted to us that the batteries had been shipped. They gave us a tracking number. We said he did this for about 50 different people, and ordered the batteries. The company was a completely bogus company. They took the money, and we then filed a complaint with Amazon, and Amazon greatly reimbursed us. But the crazy thing is that they're making so much money, and I'm sure they just can't keep up with the scammers. They on Amazon can't keep up with the scammers, and they're such a big successful company. And so they refunded us, and then they would probably kick him off of the website, but all that guy's going to do is go open a new website advertising the product. So if Amazon is having that much difficulty getting these scammers off, imagine cryptocurrency, which is really non-regulated at this point and very, very new. It has not worked the kinks out yet. So, but then you look at the price of Amazon stock, and you look at the price of Ethereum or something less than that. Ethereum and Bitcoin at this point are pretty high, but it's all relative, right? As this space grows, as things get under control, as they get organized, as they find their use function, their prices are going to go up. So my talk today is just mainly use your brain. Okay, to summarize, just don't take anything for free. Just don't send your crypto to anybody. Don't buy crypto that you haven't seen discussed on forums and done your research on and looked at the grades on one of the forums that I've showed you earlier on that particular token. That's it. If we could all remember those lessons. So what I'll remind myself is that if I buy into this huge drop, is that I'm going to dollar cost average. I'm not going to send anybody my crypto, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. We'll kind of ride this thing out. And again, this is my journal for myself. It's not advice, but hopefully you can learn from my mistakes or from my studying. So have a good day. Bye.